Michael Schwartz from Valley of the Suns, here live from kind of somber U.S. Airways Center. Once again, I've got Mr. Adam Green to my right or left. I'm trying to figure it out. My
Directions are tricky.
Somewhere near me. Anyways, we saw fairly depressing 95-83 loss tonight to the Miami Heat. Dwayne Wade was out, which makes you think maybe the Suns can pull this one off. He's lacking some of their firepower, but the Suns were just absolutely anemic on offense after running out to a 21-10 lead. How bad was this offense tonight, Adam?
They scored 83 points, and it seemed like 83 points. They couldn't make a shot. They had a couple good looks, especially from three. They couldn't get him to drop. Steve Nash did nothing offensively shooting the ball. And when Jared Dudley is your team's leading scorer and scores more than 1/3 of your point total, I guess we learned it's not a very good thing.
Yeah, Jared Dudley went head-to-head with LeBron tonight, you could say. LeBron went for 36. Dudley almost equaled him with 33. He poured in 7 threes on 7 to 10 three-point shooting, hit 11 to 16 field goals overall. He set his career high against San Antonio with 27 on Monday. Comes back and resets that career high. What got into Jared tonight?
I don't know. I mean, he's with the starters now, and I don't know if that's part of it. Just he knows that he has to be more of a scorer. Just with the starting lineup, he has more looks than three, but he's always been a pretty good shooter, especially when left open. It's not like he's taking contested threes out there. Tonight he was hitting them. Monday night he was hitting them. And you got to think Vince Carter's going to come on back sooner or later.
Yeah.
Can you put Jared Dudley back on the bench right now?
Oh, I think so. I mean, you've got to look at, he's a bench guy. He fits the mentality of that bench, or at least what I think the mentality should be. Just a gritty, tough, hustle guy. Kind of helps Goran get that energy level up. And Carter's a great scorer. I mean, he's been doing it for years and years. Jared Dudley's done it for 2 games, and sure, he's found his spots, but hey, he scored, 2 points in his first game with the starters? Right. Yeah, we don't need to forget. I mean, Vince Carter is a starter kind of guy, and Jared fits the attitude of that bench. You look at what the bench did tonight. They could have used a Jared Dudley in there, don't you think?
They could have used anyone with a pulse. It was terrible. I think they had about 11 or 12 points combined as a bench, and I guess when you take Dudley, who's one of the key bench guys, from the bench to the starting
10.
lineup.
My math is correct.
Is it?
But so no one scored.
I think your math is wrong. But
Gortat was the leader with 4.
Yeah, and it wasn't a very pretty 4. And
excuse me, 12. It looks like 12 for the bench.
So bear down. But no, the bench struggled, and you could tell they had no rhythm, they had no flow, and they had 2 new pieces, along with the absence of Dudley from the bench. And you get Josh Childress getting a few minutes here and there. Just the bench seemed like it had no flow. They didn't know what they were doing out there.
Yeah, we're seeing Gortat kind of mention that after the game, that there were times that he really didn't know what he was doing. That's going to happen. Michael Petrus missed some threes. I'm okay with that, but he also had 2 terrible turnovers on drives. The guy should never drive. He's a sniper. He should set up and shoot threes. Eventually, he's going to be a big asset for this team defending and shooting threes. He's not a creator. He shouldn't try to be. But who is a creator, of course, is Steve Nash. Nash had 7 assists to go with those 4 points. He said basically he got trapped by the big man every single time, more or less, and he was finding guys wide open. That's how he got all those assists. And generally, when Nash is finding guys instead of scoring, the Suns are very effective. But tonight, you think Nash had to look for a shot a little bit?
And it seemed like he got, I don't want to say he played scared offensively, because, he's passing, but sometimes, you see with Boris Diaw out here, too, is that he's being a selfish passer, that he's doing it too much. And when the Suns are short scorers, which they were tonight, and struggling mightily offensively, you almost look for Steve Nash, your best shooter, to do a little bit more. You can't take 4 shots.
Yeah.
That just can't happen. And I don't know, Mario Chalmers, Carlos Arroyo, they were trapping him, but he should be able to get something off those guys. And it seemed like the team needed him, and he didn't do anything. Did it seem like he was getting that many assists the entire game?
Well, he got 8 in the first couple of minutes there in the first quarter.
It just didn't seem like, and that comes with the obviously, you might imagine if they would have made a shot or 2, how many assists he would have finished with.
Oh, yeah.
But, I think at some point he needed to take a few more shots, if not just to be a threat out there.
Yeah, no question. And then on the other end, you had Carlos Arroyo just burning him. That third quarter was pretty ugly for Mr. Nash. But let's talk about this big trade, because I don't think we've done that enough on this site. I mean, the guys, they weren't very impressive today, but things are going to get better for them. You feel bad for guys. They have a couple of practices, and you have to throw them right in there. I've said many times, I love dumping Hito's contract. I think that's huge. I thought that was the impossible goal.
Yeah.
I think Marcin Gortat's going to really help this team once he gets comfortable. Petrus is a sniper. He can hit those threes. And then Vince Carter, I think, still has something left. If you look at those advanced numbers, his WP48, wins produced per 48 minutes, was exactly the same as Jay Rich. I don't think there's going to be too much of a drop-off there. I'm excited to see what's going to happen once this team really starts to gel.
Well, I have a hard time really buying that this trade was made to make the Suns better this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you get rid of Hito Turkoglu's contract, you take on Vince Carter, who he's already out with a knee injury, and something tells me even if he failed his physical, if he came over with one leg, they still would have made this deal because they wanted to get rid of Hito's contract that badly. The unfortunate thing is you'd lose Jay Rich in the process, and I think Jared, he's a better player than Vince Carter's at this point. Offensively, it may be a wash, although Jay Rich has been pretty good here in Phoenix. Defensively, I think Jay Rich is better than Carter. Neither one of them are anything special defensively. And then you add Petrus, you add Gortat. The Suns look, if not better, more balanced now than they did a week ago.
No question.
And moving forward, I mean, you went into the season saying your only center is Robin Lopez. He gets hurt and you're starting Earl Barron. Just having another center on the roster is a big goal, and it's huge for them.
Huge. And Marcin Gortat's been, when you look at his rebound rate, he is an elite rebounder. That's the one thing that he is elite at. He can run the pick and roll with Nash. We saw that once today.
Yeah.
I assume eventually that's going to be kind of a staple between the two of them. And then, yeah, you look to the future. I think you can even still get value with Carter's contract. This team has to make another trade. You have 11 guys. Josh Childress tonight only got off the bench for 10 minutes. A couple of them were at the very end when things were pretty much over. And I think Josh Childress is a guy who can really help them, who needs to be playing. And who knows, maybe you can turn Carter's contract into an asset. And at that point, you've got something.
Well, if it gets to that point in this season, probably they've thrown in a towel on this one because he's a guy who's going to be their extra scorer because Nash should score.
Oh, wait. Jared Dudley. Come on, Jared Dudley.
Yeah, no, we can expect that every night. But really, Carter's supposed to take Jay Rich's place offensively. And if you're moving him, and for what? What are you getting? Are you getting another center, a power forward? I mean, you're becoming more balanced. But you have to get rid of some of these wings, and it might be Childress. I don't know who it'll be, actually. I mean, Childress is probably the most likely candidate because he's not getting the playing time. He's not getting
Petrus.
the minutes. Petrus is a guy that could be interesting
contract.
for them. Yeah, he might be a little bit easier to move. So you're right. Another deal needs to happen. What it's going to be, who knows? What big man is out there that could come this direction? I guess we'll see. It could happen. Or, again, they may just go with what they have now and make the best of it.
Well, I'm really interested to see what happens when this team gels. The bench just hasn't found that mojo all year. It's going to take time. I mean, let's be honest. We got to look at where this team is in a couple of weeks. Luckily, the schedule eases up. They've played basically four of the best teams in the league these last 4 games at Dallas, Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and now Miami. You get the Clippers, you get the Detroits and the Philadelphias of the world coming in. And the Suns can start to rack up that win as they continue to teeter around 500. Right now, 2 games below. Probably will get back to 500 soon enough and just keep playing this little game they've been playing all year.
You got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. But I know we talked about it once before on this show after a game is that
this is a show.
We don't, whatever it is,
okay.
We don't know how good the Suns are. Who are they supposed to beat? Right now, I don't know if we can say that for certain, especially after this trade because, you get the Clippers in a couple of days.
Clippers are scary.
What are the Suns right now? They're a team that's in transition, trying to fit new guys into the rotation and the lineup. And it remains to be seen how that will work out for them. I mean, you got to think it'll work out well, but it may take a week, 2, maybe 3 weeks before they kind of get through this training camp phase and get rolling. And by then, if they lose a few of these games that we're expecting them to win, they could be in real trouble.
Yeah, definitely. Well, too bad you can't just push pause in the season and give them a little 2-week training camp. Let them go back to San Diego instead of playing the Clippers. Just go to San Diego. Yeah, well, Adam, thanks for being on again.
Thanks for having me.
KTAR's Adam Green.
Yeah, I like that.
For Adam, I'm Michael Schwartz for Valley of the Suns. Keep watching our TV show.